Hey, you guys, it's Denise Walsh here. I am super excited to connect with you today. It is day one of the Stop Sabotaging Challenge. And my guess is that you are here because you are ready to kind of get your old patterns, kick them to the curb, and finish what you start in 2024. So before we jump in to today's topic and I bring on our guest, I'd love to say hi, say where you're from in the comments. I'd love to hear more about your goals in 2024. What are you looking to create? And what has stopped you? What is your go to sabotage? Not hack. What is it? Like your habit, your sabotage habit. Are you a procrastinator? Are you a second guesser? Are you somebody who takes one step forward or two steps back? Or maybe you're a perpetual worrier, so then you never make a decision, which means you're in wishy-washy mode all the stinking time. Or maybe you like to keep things so busy that you don't have time to even think or dream, or you kind of always have an excuse, right? Because you've got so many plates spinning that there's no way you could actually take a new step towards your goal. And so you can always blame those plates because they're the things that are stopping you, right? Not the fact that you're not setting priorities, or not the fact that maybe you've said yes too many times. And it's none of that. Just teasing. But over these next 5 days, we're going to talk about the different ways you can procrastinate and self-sabotage and say something but do something else, and how you can overcome it, because these are just simply habits, you guys. You don't have to be this way for the rest of your life. You truly don't have to be I'm a self-sabotager, I'm a procrastinator, a perfectionist. Those are labels we put on ourselves that don't have to be true. So I'd love to hear from you in the chat. Are you a perfectionist, a procrastinator, a second guesser, a worrier? Like, what is your preferred self-sabotage habit? And what would you like to kick to the curb over these next few days together? So today's content really highlights the impact of friendships. Now, as you'll learn throughout this program, we become what we think about, and our subconscious is always taking in data. And one of the things that our subconscious wants to do is it wants us to fit in with the tribe. And so this is fascinating when you understand how our subconscious works. And as we fit in with the tribe, we that becomes our environmental average. You know what I mean? It becomes like what our subconscious deems as normal. And so as it deems it as normal, we find that our subconscious tries to find a way to make that so. So it's interesting about this, right? Is you could want something else, but as your subconscious makes it so, what it deems normal, it wants you to fit in, you could be doing something that doesn't align with what you truly want because your subconscious expects that of you, if that makes sense. It's fascinating information when we understand how our brain and body work and how we can then hack it. And so, with that being said, when you jump into 90-day U-Turn or the Dream Life Certification and Business Program, you are kind of deciding that you are creating new friendships that are doing what you want to do, that are growth focused, that are dreamers, that are positive and engaging. And you're choosing to step into a community that speaks life into you. And so while if you have any questions about this topic, post them in the chat. But I'd love to bring on our next guest, who's going to talk a bit about her experience in 90-day U-Turn so far, the impact of being around a community that speaks life into each other and is kind of doing the thing you want to do, and how that has impacted her journey. So big welcome to Jennifer. Yay.
Hi.
Yay. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry for being sick. My voice is like straining, but what do you do?
That's okay. Hopefully it'll pass soon.
Yeah, exactly. So you said yes to the certification program, and the first step in that is participating in 90-day U-Turn. So I'd love to hear a little bit about why you said yes to 90-day U-Turn, to the certification program, and not just some e-course out there and listening to YouTube, right? That can kind of give you
Right.
information, but why you chose to step into a community.
So for me, I think it was important to have the support and like-minded individuals to help lift me up and kind of take your hand during the process when, you can do all the research in the YouTube or the reading of the books and the content. And that's great to have that. And we have resources through the program like that. But really, the community that we have gives you strength. It gives you courage. It's nice to see there's other people who are so much like you and they're overcoming and they're doing it. So working with the support coaches who have went through it and hearing about all their growth is amazing. And it's really inspiring.
Yeah, it's inspiring. So what would you say is your preferred self-sabotage habit?
I mean, just self-doubt, negative self-talk, oh my goodness, there's so many. What are other people going to think? Am I good enough for this? That's a big thing for me. Well, are they going to think, who is she? Why is she doing this? That's
Right.
big
So
for
second
me.
guessing and self-doubt has been a big one in
Mhm.
the past. And do you feel like those two things have stopped you from actually going for your dreams in the past?
Absolutely, without a doubt, because I've wanted to become a life coach for many years, and I've just doubted myself. And I'm thankful to have found this program because this community, the support, I mean, way more than I even expected. You see that it's presented that way at the beginning, but to actually be a part of it is huge.
So self-doubt and second guessing and the spinning your wheels, one step forward, two steps back, all that kind of stuff
Mhm.
keeps you stuck in the same spot until you do something different. And so you said yes, which meant you joined a community that was doing what you want to do, that was speaking life into your dreams. Tell us a bit about what you've enjoyed so far about 90 Day U-Turn.
So the community, I've enjoyed the ability to chat with other women who are, aspiring similar goals. We're not all taking the exact same path with it. Some people at this point are still doing it just the 90-day U-turn program. And then there's more and more that want to do the whole business side of it as well, because they realize they're touched. They see the impact, the change it can have on everybody. So for me, it's that community, it's that togetherness, it's that support that we have.
What about like what content so far do you think has been because people do within 6 weeks see a
Mhm.
shift, like their spark is lit, you know what I mean, like they are coming back to life. What do you think is that shift for people in just a few short weeks?
I think it's when we're really looking at ourselves and using, mindfulness techniques and visualizing and dreaming and seeing ourselves ahead of where we are now and saying, wow, look at how that really looks, and taking the time to sit still to do it.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I think there's something to be said, like we don't create the space to ask ourselves what do we really want, and we
Right.
don't create the space to listen to our heart and listen to the answer. And so to not only have the training, but to have the journal prompts and the workbook that you write about your own life,
Yes.
and then a chance to actually talk about it with someone kind of relights that inner spark and builds confidence potentially.
Right. Yeah. And helps really, with that clarity piece. When you're
Yeah.
taking all the different modes and putting them together, it really just, it's a lot of aha moments in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, clarity is key. And I hear this all the time, right? Because people will say to me, I don't know what I want. I don't even know what I want for dinner. How am I going to know what I want in 5 years? But
Right.
when we start to give ourselves space to ask those questions, clarity starts to come. And what have you experienced for yourself? What type of clarity have you gained?
Um, Really, on the personal level, I've realized a lot of the things that set back and what have set me back and held me back. And, I've had clarity for what I want for my business side of things, where I want to go. I realized that there are more avenues and opportunities than I could even dream. I mean, it's one of the things, again, going back to the community,
Yeah.
hearing everybody and seeing what everybody's doing and dreaming. It's like, that's something? Like, that's really, we can do that. And it's just nice to see that normal people are achieving this,
Yeah.
and that we're so many of us are capable. Everybody is. If we really want it and we set our goal and we follow through with it,
Yeah.
it can be
So
done.
I hear you saying a few things. Number one, you got re-sparked, and which
Hmm.
gains clarity. And the things that you've thought you wanted to do, are just getting louder. Like, yes, you're getting confirmation in a sense, like this is what
Absolutely.
I want to do. And when we're so used to our box, anything that's outside of the box can feel super hard or
Hmm.
far away or only for those lucky people, right?
Right.
But now that you're in this community of people who are doing what you want to do, it seems like it's much more tangible and much more possible for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. I love that.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think when you see people doing what you want to do, it's easier to say, oh, I can do that. And
Hmm.
in my experience, it's been easier to duplicate than create. So if I find something I really like, a program that I could model after, or content I could, use as my foundation and then expand from, that's easier than starting from scratch.
Absolutely. No need to create the wheel. Just,
Right.
put your own spin, your own thoughts into it, and it's turns out great. I'm learning.
Yeah,
Turns out great.
absolutely. Absolutely. And so you are stepping into this next round that we're starting in just a few weeks as a support coach. So as part of the certification in business program, you do 90-day U-turn yourself so you can experience the content, you can embody it. You're not just reading from a book and doing it with clients, you've actually done it yourself, which is important. But then you get to come back as a support coach and do it again, but this time you're helping to facilitate breakouts. I get to pair you up with a few clients of your own that you can connect with and get to coach throughout the session. So I've got two questions for you. Number one, how has it been having a support coach yourself on this side of the journey? And then the second question is, what are you excited about as you step into the support coach role?
So to have a support coach myself is just exactly what it is. It's the support that you need, somebody who's there who wants to help you achieve. Um, it's been amazing. So to have somebody that reaches out and you can reach out to them when you need it, it's been great. And I turning into becoming a support coach, I can't wait. I can't wait to help other people and, if you will, hold their hand through the process and help them get there and gradually release and be like, look what you did. You did this. I
Yeah.
was just here standing beside you, giving you strength, but you did it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super helpful to have people somebody that you can one-on-one talk to who knows your journey.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen such great feedback from clients who have a support coach because they get to go deeper into the content as
Mm-hmm.
we like, what do we call it? Onion layers. We're releasing onion layers, and so it's really nice to have a one-on-one time each week with a support coach that you can process through that. I mean, this is like therapy on steroids, like group therapy on
Mm-hmm.
steroids, right? Because you're getting growth focused content and a place to process it. And then on the other side, I've seen those who are support coaches gain so much coaching confidence while they're doing it. And I think that's an important piece of the puzzle as well, is we're not just
Right.
saying read a book and go practice with clients. There's kind of like an internship embedded in the
Right.
program where you get a place to practice and get feedback. I listen to some of the calls so I can give you some specific feedback. And that practice builds your coaching confidence. So then by the time you launch your own program, you feel like, I know this works. I've seen it work on dozens of people, whether they're within your community or you coach them personally, and you're ready to offer it to your own clients too.
Right. Yeah. I think it's, you get hands-on experience both ways
Yeah.
and you're growing even as a support coach, you're still growing
Yeah.
together with,
This client
everybody.
says the support coaches make all the difference in the world. That's one of the best benefits of doing 90-day U-turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like both people, the client who gets a support coach benefits and the support coach benefits because you get to practice being the client. You know what it's like being the client,
Mm-hmm.
and that is helpful. And then you also get to practice being the support coach, and within the weeks, you're getting to know people and seeing them start to thrive as well.
Absolutely.
So tell me a bit about how you have shifted and grown so far in the few, like maybe 2 months that you've been a part of this.
Um, just a clear vision. Now, I still have times where I get excited. And so I have all the things that I want to do going off, but I have learning the tools to step back and really look at what I want to do in the moment. and focus on that. And then to be able to share that with other people, I've got the confidence where I feel like I am right to do this. I am at the right place. And I'm speaking to people. I was always afraid to tell anybody about my journey and what I'm doing, who I know personally. But now I love to talk about it. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's great. You're going to be amazing at that. That's perfect for you. And I'm like, oh, it's amazing to see how they see me.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
that. Your confidence is starting to shine through for sure. And I think too, when we aren't sure of where to go, we have all these plates in the air and let's
Mm-hmm.
try this. It's like the shiny object syndrome. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. But if you've got a path to follow, it can keep you focused. And the goal
Mm-hmm.
here is to have a program you love that impacts people and to shout it from the rooftops. And that's what you're creating and that's what you're doing.
Absolutely. And this program's so well designed. I mean, it's just a great pathway to follow. I mean, I've looked into other things and nothing has even compared.
Awesome. I love that. And so we are going to open up the doors to another round of 90 Day U-Turn this next Thursday. And truly, 90 Day U-Turn is a 3-month program geared towards anybody who wants to kind of overcome self-sabotage, give themselves a loving kick in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also the first step in the certification program. So for those of you who are interested in the certification program, you can start with 90 Day U-Turn and upgrade. You can sign, like go full force like Jennifer did and say, I'm all in. And that way you kind of get access to everything immediately. Or if you are just like, I need the love and kick in the right direction. I need support. I need to get over myself. I need to get back on track. 90 Day U-Turn is perfect for clients who are ready for their own kick in the butt, because you've got daily habit challenges. We have weekly trainings and weekly connection time. And I hear people say in just the first month that they have their spark back. So if you're interested in learning a bit more, stay tuned to the webinar I'm doing on Thursday. We're going to talk all about your nervous system and how your nervous system can keep you in the world of drama or it can keep you in the world of dreams. And when you know how to heal your nervous system and create new neural pathways, not only for your nervous system, for your thought patterns, like you can hack it. And this is a really cool experiment that we get to do on ourselves that will impact the trajectory of our lives. So be sure to register for that webinar. You'll see details, and that's when the doors are going to open. But let us know what questions you have. So Jennifer, if there's anybody on the fence that they're like, maybe I've seen people do 90 Day U-Turn, or I've seen a few testimonies here and there, and I've been considering it, but I don't know, is it for me? What would you say to them?
Just do it. Just take the leap, try it. You're not going to be disappointed. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, like the worst thing that could happen is you have more knowledge and a
Right.
community of people that support you.
Oh, darn. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like the
Yeah.
worst thing that could happen is that you have content that you'll be able to teach your children.
Absolutely.
And I've had people say this, I wish I would have known of this, 10 years ago. Or I've had people learn things and then teach it in their homeschool class. And so there's a lot of cool things that come from this program, because you get hours of teaching, but then hours of connection and processing as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. And so if you decide to hop into this next round of 90 Day U-Turn, Jennifer could be your support coach. I pair them up with 2 or 3 clients throughout the experience for the client benefit, of course, and then the support coach benefit as well. So if you are currently a client or a support coach, put your testimonies in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. But as Jennifer says, just do it. You could spend the next few years in wishy-washy land wondering, what if, I don't know, or you could utilize these next 3 months to help you gain clarity and get back on the right track. And then certainly you can upgrade if you decide to. So Jennifer, anything else you'd want to say?
No, I mean, that's it. You covered it. Just do it. I mean, really, 90 days is a blink of an eye in this, in the big picture of our lives. And it's better to get started than to keep waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like if you could have done it on your own, you already would have. So
Absolutely.
growth
Support's
happens
important.
in community. And when you're around people
Absolutely.
who are 3 steps ahead of you, or speaking life into you, you're having important conversations that you're just not having in your normal grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Life like things change, life changes, and we're here to support you every step of the way. So thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We've got another training popping up tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern. You're going to see social media is our conversation for tomorrow night. And then stick with me tomorrow evening where we do another Q&A and interview. So let us know what questions you have, you guys, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.